Hey, what is up? Brian here with J-Line, helping others achieve greatness in every part of life. And we're going to do some driving conversations, topics that drive conversation, but while I'm driving, I'm having a conversation. This is where I let the Tesla drive. So let me put that in effect. So the Tesla's driving, and I'm driving the conversation of downsizing. We have to talk about it. Okay, so when it comes down to downsizing, man, when we sold our house, this is over a year ago, we lived there for plus 10 years. So it was, what was it, 14 years? Okay, so almost 15 years we lived there. And you'll be surprised on how much stuff you accumulate over time. And a lot of times the stuff that you accumulate doesn't necessarily have a huge value monetary, like a monetary value, but it has a sentimental value. Like, oh, I got this from my mom, I got this from my dad, or oh, I remember when we went on this vacation and I bought this stuff, or I brought this stuff, brought it back, or whatever, souvenirs, whatever. You'll be surprised over the years how much stuff you can accumulate. And so when we sold our house, we did a sale, we downsized, you know, all of this, and then we still had, listen to this, we still had 3 storage units that were 10 by 20, by the way, 10 feet by 20 feet. And the way that the storage unit works, it went up in the back, and the back is probably another 10 feet high, and it was packed to the ceiling, is what I'm trying to say. Like on a normal 10 by 20, we probably would have had 4 or 5 of them, but we've packed these things full of stuff that we had and needed after we downsized. After we downsized. And so over the year, we downsized to 3 units, then 2 units, and guess what? We're still at 2 units. And I don't know why. I'll just tell you right now. Well, I'll tell you why. A lot of the stuff that we have when you own a home, you know, there's all kinds of stuff that you need, like, you know, lawn equipment to take care of the home. Anyway, that's a whole nother video of really thinking about how much it costs to live, you know, whether it's an HOA fee, whether it's, you know, mowing the lawn, or paying somebody to mow the lawn, all this kind of stuff. So a lot of that stuff we still have in the storage unit because our son is getting ready to buy a house. And so we were gonna just give it all, say, hey, take whatever you want to begin your journey now that you're buying a house. But still, 2 10 by 20 units of, and we got, you know, the black and yellow storage bins from Costco, and we got, I got a ping pong table, I got a giant dining room table, I have, yeah, many different yard and sports games, all kinds of things, camping equipment, each bin, you know. We have a bin called Keepsakes. It's literally like the kids, like art projects and different clothes from when they were babies and kids growing up. And yeah, there's priceless, right? It's very sentimental value. My dad, and when my mother passed away, my dad hasn't passed away, but when my mother passed away, we got things of hers, and that's in a bin, and you know, it's in a keepsake, and we have it. And don't get me wrong, but 2 10 by 20 storage units? Really? Well, so anyway, with all that being said, there's a lot of storage units, a lot of stuff in the storage units, and that storage unit, I actually moved. Anyway, you want to try life hacks to the max. Here we go. So there's a storage unit place where we have, and they have 3 months. You get half price for 3 months. And so when we went from 3 units down to 2 units, I just decided that I was going to move the units so that I could get 3 months for half price, meaning that I have 2 units for the price of 1. In that 3 months, the goal was to downsize to 1 unit, and I would still be paying about $200 a month to store stuff. Well, that was almost 3 months ago, which means I have less than 10 days, or else I'm paying $400 a month to store all this stuff. Yikes. $400 a month for storage, to store stuff that I haven't used in a long time, and I will use someday. I don't know, but the point of what I'm saying is we have to have a conversation about downsizing. I've had many vehicles, and I went down to 1 vehicle. And when I say many vehicles, there was time, like when growing up, get this, growing up, my dad was a mechanic, and people would literally not be able to fix their car, didn't want their car, they knew it was too much, and they would say, I'll just give it to you, or give me $300 and you can have it for $300, or because they would calculate how much it would cost to fix the car. And so growing up, believe it or not, and especially when I started driving, there was a time where we had 13 cars, 13 different vehicles. I would literally take the keys when I was driving. I would take the keys and go and check every single gas tank, and whichever car had the most gas, that's the one I would drive. That's the one I would drive. So anyway, that's growing up. And then of course, I had multiple cars. I had 3 cars, 4 cars, just in case kind of cars. And now I went down and I have the Tesla. So I have the Tesla. You might say, wait, I thought you have a travel trailer and all that. Yeah, the check engine light came on my truck, and it was the same way. It's like, I can pay to fix this, or I could just sell it. We're doing long-term camping, so we're not really moving our trailer for at least 6 months. So instead of fixing the truck, I decided to just sell the truck and let somebody else deal with fixing the truck. So yes, I have 1 vehicle. It is the Tesla. Okay, let's be honest. Technically, I have another vehicle. It is a 66 Mercury Montclair classic car, and it's in California. I'm in Colorado. So technically I have 2 vehicles, right? I mean, literally, yes, I have 2 vehicles. But one is, guess what? Storage. Oh my goodness. So I just think sometimes you have to downsize. So let's talk about why and what to do with your downsizing. My car, my 66 Mercury Montclair, I got this car when I was 18 years old. It was garage kept. It was 66, the year 1966, with 66,000 original miles, and I bought it for $500 in what was that, 1992 or something like that. Can you imagine, I mean, the value of that car, right? I don't know if you know, I mean, it's valued probably $10,000 as is. Whoa. It's valued at like $10,000 as is. So when you think of like, sentimental value versus, I guess I could have done that, but sentimental value versus actual value, there's two different things. Because would I sell it for $10,000? Yes. But would my family want me to sell it for $10,000? No. So this is kind of the topic that I want to get into really quick. And I know we're 10 minutes into the video already, but listen, just for a second. Why are you hanging on to your stuff? Like, why are you holding on to it? For someday, right? For someday. So this is what I decided to do. I told my kids with that car, for example, if you guys want the car, you can have the car. It's not like, I'm not going to give it to them in a will, or whatever. I'm going to give it to them now. You guys can have it, do whatever you want with it. And they can pay for storage, or they can do whatever. They can sell it. They can do whatever they want to do with the car. I think the same thing goes with the storage unit. It's 2 months away that my son is purchasing a house. I'm gonna have to pay that $400 maybe for 2 months, $400 a month to store this stuff. But then it's like, hey, go through the storage unit, take everything you want, and then boom, I'm selling everything else. Bam, 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 bam. Downsizing. Now, there will be, I think, some time where, the keepsakes, it's like, hey guys, here's all the stuff that we kept from when you were kids. All my kids are grown. Hey, it's time for you guys to inherit this thing. Like, why wait for them to inherit it when we pass away or when we die or whatever? When do you give away the stuff that you want your family to have and enjoy? When you're still around or when you're gone? And so for me, I'm ready to give it all away. In fact, you might not know, it's a longer story, whole other video, but we've given a lot away in our lifetime, and with everything that we do, with life, health, business coaching, with J-Line, we give a lot away. We believe the lifestyle of generosity is just something that you can't outgive God. We say you can't outgive God. And when you hold stuff with open hands, more stuff flows into your hands if stuff is flowing out of your hands. Once you close your hands and hold stuff so tight you don't want to let go, it's too hard to put more things in your hands. That, like I said, that's a whole nother video. But we want to hold things with open hands, but we also don't want to hold so many things. Well, it's too many things to hold. Storage unit here, this vehicle, that vehicle, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff. I think when you're trying to get into the lifestyle of traveling, nomadic lifestyle, slow travel lifestyle, you really have to think of what is, and listen, I think I will probably have a storage unit. Don't get me wrong. But I also don't want to have 2 giant storage units with all this stuff. Give me some essentials. Give me some stuff that we can use when we're in town. And this is one of my plans. And then I'm gonna be done with the video, because we'll do another video about this topic that I'm about to bring up. But it is about downsizing. Like, if I'm going and spending certain amount of time in certain areas of the United States, for example, and I'm like traveling and living here, living there, living in different places, then I think that it's important to, there's some construction here, by the way, so that's why we're driving on the line. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's like, like we're driving on those the braille of the road. It's like reading braille. That's what we're driving on because of construction. So even the Tesla can drive around construction. Good job, Tesla. All right, so but this is the thing. I thought I'll get a storage unit in Florida, like a small storage unit in Florida that has the things that I need when I go to Florida, and I'll pay a couple, what is it, like $50 a month to have stuff in Florida. So when I go to Florida, I have it there. When I go to South Dakota, I might have like a little storage unit there, so that when I go to South Dakota, I have the stuff I need in South Dakota. This is one way to think about it when you're traveling, is you're traveling, but yeah, you do need stuff. Can you travel with all the stuff that you need? And so that's when we talked. I did a video a while back about road trip, cruises, flights. Like, how are you going to travel? A little bit of everything or whatever. So for me, yes, I find it flying in, renting a car, going to the storage unit, and then getting the stuff out of the storage unit, and then spending my week or wherever I'm at, and then going back to the storage unit, returning the car and flying back, or going wherever I'm going. So anyway, that's a whole nother video, like I said. But yeah, I think storage units are great. I think owning storage units is great. If you are a business owner and you own storage units, then that's a pretty good business. And so, yeah, if I had bought land and put some storage on the land, like a storage unit or a barn or whatever on the land, that's a good thing too. But am I going to buy land in every state? Not yet, because we got to talk about that in the future. Do we really want to buy land? Is it better to rent or just be able to travel? And like, how are we living as low as possible? That's what this whole series is about. And if we're having to buy land and pay property taxes and different things in all these different states, I don't know, it could get expensive with the life that we live. So with all that being said, let's talk about it more in the future. But let's say this, like I say with J-Line, remember, don't just watch J-Line, but be a J-Line. Until next time, see ya.